Hi, I'm Claudia Brown Coulter with Pivotal Peace. I'm your go-to mediator for navigating divorce while parenting children with special needs. I am also a legal document assistant, LDA, based in the greater Los Angeles area. Today we're talking about coordinating care between the two households. This is especially relevant if you have a child that has intense special needs where they're going to need that consistency across the households. But I'd like to challenge you that all kids need some level of consistency and support. So as you view this video, don't dismiss it like, oh, well, let me just keep scrolling. My child doesn't have these issues. There might be something in here that is relevant to your family that can really improve your child's life. So give it a listen. So obviously all kids need consistency. It creates safety and structure for them because they know what to expect. So one of the first steps that you can do as parents is create a shared schedule. This process is not about you. It is not about your ego. It is not about, I'm finally away from that controlling spouse, and so I'm going to do whatever I want. They're crazy. The kids don't have any issues. It's fine. They're fine. They don't need to eat at the same time every day, and it doesn't matter what time they go to bed. And if they miss this therapy appointment, it's no big deal. This isn't about you, okay? So I'm stepping on toes, but this isn't personal. This is about safety for your child. Okay, so, and if you've been in that type of situation where somebody's super controlling, this is something that you're creating together that's shared. So use a mediator to help you create some sort of shared plan, not just a parenting plan, but even more in depth of their shared schedule so that you've got the ability to provide some input and it's going to be heard. So you want to create some sort of calendar. Obviously Google Calendar works great. There are apps out there, some co-parenting apps that can help you create some sort of shared schedule. The simplest thing is a Google Calendar. It's free. So consider doing that where we are color coding and syncing things so we know that this is directly related to the child so that we are sharing information. There is an appointment scheduled for this day. And you can even put in there, parent A is taking them to this appointment and will provide updates for you, or parent B is taking them, whatever. You don't, doctor's offices and things like that. If you can both go, great. You can hear the same information at the same time, but it's small. So that might not work for the doctor's office. They might not appreciate that, but you can share that information. It allows you to think about planning together. How does your child's schedule sync up with the rest of your lives? You don't need to tell your soon-to-be ex all your information, but plan together of taking care of your child's needs. And when there are changes, because there are going to be changes, just let them know as soon as possible. Routine creates safety and stability for the kids. And so when they're going between houses, it can be challenging and they can get weary of it. So if they know what to expect of, it doesn't matter what parent I'm with, what house I'm in, these are the things that are going to happen. I know that this is going to happen and these are the expectations and requirements of me. It can lower their anxiety. And this is true of all kids. It lowers their anxiety. So this is why I encourage you, consider taking some of these ideas. When your child has an appointment, if they're seeing a therapist, if they are seeing a medical doctor, wherever they are going, share updates with your co-parent. Make sure you grab an extra copy. If you don't have if the doctor's office or whoever won't give you an extra copy of a report, go print out an extra copy, scan a copy, send it to them, send them notes, make sure that they're updated. This isn't about you or them. This is about your child. And in some ways, when you are sharing that information, it is about you because you know, okay, I've done my due diligence. I've shared this information with them. They have it. There's a copy of my text or my email. I've done what I've needed to do. Okay. So you have proof of that. Also, when you are communicating with your co-parent and with your child, make sure the focus is on your child, right? And use inclusive language where it's not my child, it is our child. Use that inclusive language. Remember, this child belongs to the both of you and they belong to themselves. So use inclusive language about your child. And then when you're talking about the divorce or the different households, use child appropriate language so that your child knows what to expect, but that they're not exposed to the animosity and the conflict and the hate that might be existing between the two of you right now. That it's really focused on the child and their needs, and how this is going to be great for them, and how you guys are there for them. That is very, very important. You want to foster collaboration. So if you are the parent who is always in control, who sets up every single appointment, attends all the IEPs, does everything right, you gotta dial it back, Luther. It doesn't mean that you don't stop doing those things, but you cannot control that other person. You have to give them the opportunity to rise to the occasion. And if they fail, you're going to be in the wings ready to make sure your child is okay. But you have to allow them to have input. Because if you don't, they're going to go to their new house with their new life and be like, F you and your plans. And you don't want that. So allow them to provide some input on the routine and the schedule and what bedtime looks like. And if we're even going to include that in our plan, you have to have some give and take. And at this point, you've probably been given all the instructions. You gotta take some ideas from them too. Okay, allow them to rise to the occasion. Sometimes these conversations are obviously challenging because you're going through a divorce. But I'd like to encourage you, if you cannot have these conversations on your own, consider working with a mediator who can help facilitate these conversations so that you can reach these resolutions as peacefully as possible and stay amicable so that your divorce doesn't impact your child in a way that they can't bounce back from, that is negative, that there is a before and an after. So get some help around these conversations. If you found this content helpful, I would appreciate a like and a subscribe. And if this isn't relevant to you, but you know someone who it could be, please go ahead and share this. Guys, have a great day.